Hello everyone, my name is Rorio Games, and I am here to give my 2018 Blue Eyes White Dragon VFD Turbo deck profile. I hope you guys enjoy. So, we're going to start off this deck profile with our main boy, triple Blue Eyes White Dragon. This is the most obvious card, in my opinion. He's basically the engine of the deck. All the searching just gets the deck where it needs to be using this guy. Also, you summon 3 of them. It's pretty hard to get off the board from your opponent. Here's a weird one for most people. Double alternative. With all the searching the deck does, all the Foolish Burials and Ancients in Grave, you don't really need 3. And if you draw it at the wrong time, then it's a brick. So I prefer to be able to get them both out of my deck turn 1 and then not have to worry about drawing them later. You can't really do that at 3. 1 Dragon Spirit, because it sucks to draw way too much. I would play 2, but if you just draw it at the wrong time, same as alternative. So then we've got 3 Sage, because he's a really good combo starter. 3 Ancients, because once again, you want to be able to recycle your resources for as long as possible when Blue Eyes is pretty bad at grindy games, so you gotta keep it going for as long as possible. 2 Legends, so that way, like, if you do draw an alternative, then you can, like, just send this to grave with one of your Foolish Burials and be able to get it out. Last 2, the 1 Hand Trap, Veiler. Veiler's really good. A bit better last format, but with the new ban list, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. And Glow Up Bulb. This is for getting out VFD, Crystalline, whatever you want. Then, after that, you've got your spells. So, spells, your main searcher, Melody. This is a really good one. Just basically a free alternative. If you got an Ancients in hand, that's even good too, really good too. Got 1 for 1. Basically, this just lets you search your Glow Up Bulk straight from the deck, and it's really nice and pretty. I like it. Double Mausoleum, because if you're going to be, because in the new ban list, Ancient Fairy got banned, and Ancient Fairy was one of the big consistency pieces of the deck. So I think it's pretty important to be able to get out VFD not just with Glow Up Bulb, because this helps a lot. This basically helps a lot of consistency. Next up, this deck really fails to hand trap, so we play 2 Call by the Grave. So your opponent plays a hand trap, Called by the Grave it. It's really nice. Next up, we've got the God card, Triple Return. Returns Blue Eyes, protects them. It's really awesome. Especially if your opponent doesn't check your grave before they try to do like a Raigeki or something. You've got like Crystal Wing or something. Double Silver Scry. You know, because especially with Mausoleum in this deck, if it weren't for Mausoleum, I would be playing this at 1. But since Mausoleum sends normal dragons to grave, Silver Scry is just a better card. Soul Charge, Game Charge. Monster Reborn for the last of the revival spells. Then for draw cards, you've got Trade In, because it's obvious. You've got your level 8s. Double Cards of Consonance, because since I play 2 Ancient Legends, 3 Ancients, and 3 ways to search them with Sage. Basically, if you get this in your hand, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have a target for it. Then you basically have +1. Then you have your Foolish Burials, which are Dragon Shrine and Foolish Burial. So you can get your Glow Up Bulb Engrave, or other cards if you like have Soul Charge or something and you want to be able to get out VFD first turn. Next up, we have this extra deck. the extra deck consisting of 2 Dragon Spirit of Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. This is very necessary for getting out VFD. If you've already used one to like get out Crystalling or something, they out Crystalling, you could just synchro for your other boy later. So it's pretty easy to get out VFD if you've already used this, turn 1 or not. Azure for protects. It's pretty nice. If you've got Monster Reborn, you can go into this after you summon a bunch of other dragons, then Monster Reborn, the Blue Eye Spirit, and get a VFD without having to use the Cloud Castle engine. Next we've got Cloud Castle, which lets you get out VFD, so you like Glow Up Bulb Synchro for Blue Eye Spirit, tag out for a level 8 Synchro, Synchro off of that for Cloud Castle using Glow Up Bulb again, Revive Spirit, and then Exist for VFD. Crystal Wing, very pretty, I like it. It's a bit easier to get out than VFD because you have like one less step. It does take 2 tuners just like VFD, but it's fails a little less to Ghost Ogre. So, and also like this is better against things like Magnite, Invoked. Just depending on what deck you're going against, this is better. For the other level 8 Synchro, you got Stardust Spark. This is what you get into VFD turn 1 with. Pretty nice, can protect. They try to... Okay, so one of the people in my team, honestly, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is... shout out to Carl Maggio, he's a cool guy. He plays World Chalice, which is a good deck right now, and let's say that you get rid of like say they summon Saryuja, because one of the important things about World Chalice is they need to generate a lot of card advantage to be able to do their combos. Most of the time they'll go into one Saryuja, and then they can like if that gets Veilored, which you probably will because Veilor is searchable in this deck, you can like Veilor their first Saryuja, then they'll try to go to another Saryuja. You tag this out, go into this, get rid of their second Saryuja, you win. Like, if you don't allow them to get Saryuja, then World Chalice can't play, and that's how you get around World Chalice with this deck. Then for just annoying cards that you want to banish, like cards that like get rid of spell and trap effects, get this out, get rid of it, it's annoying. It's like Dragon Spirit of Light in Synchro form, so it can be easier to get out at times. For Xyz, we've got our rank 9 boy True King. Get this out turn 1, and you're going first, you win, especially against decks like... Okay, so list of decks that this beats. Pin Magicians, True Draco, not really True Draco as much, but whatever. Pendulum Magicians, Mermails, Odd Eyes, Elemental Sabers, because like they try to turn everything to light, but they can't do that. But like you do that, then they can't do anything. Just like it's pretty cool. Like whenever they try to turn something into something, you can just activate this effect before they're able to do it, and then they can activate their effect to change their element, so they just stay that element and they can't get their requirements engraved. Then you also have a lot of other decks, just a lot of decks that this just dies against. Then you've got our very, very small Galaxy Eyes package, just 107 and 95. 107, I actually can use 97 at times more than 95, because it's like 107 can negate all face-up monster effects, which is disgusting at times, especially against things like Floodgates. So you want to go into 107 versus like True Draco, because they're all Floodgates, but this way they're all negated anyway. So instead of negate 1 activation, like this is like Floodgate negation. So, well, not really Floodgate because it activates its effect, but whatever. This gets around Floodgate monsters. I like it. 95 dumps Dragons Engrave. Can't get out VFD, go into this instead. Then you've got number 23. Self-explanatory, basically just get their life down, attack for game. You don't really need this as much with the new time rules anyway, but whatever, it's a cool card for its purposes. You do brick sometimes with this deck, but with things like Mausoleum and 1-for-1 and Glow Up, it's pretty easy to get out to level 1s if you do brick. So I play this Sylvan Princess Sprite because it lets you get out your spells that you need usually to get out the rest of it, and then you can just get rid of it. Like summoning for Underclock, which is also good for OTKing, and then you got your final extra monster, which is your obligatory Decode Talker. So that is it for the extra deck. Now for the side deck. Remember, all of these choices are just for this current format, which hasn't really been defined very well yet, so this is just what I'm running for what I think this format will be good in this format. Dimensional Barrier, pretty nice, especially on like more Xyz or one type of extra deck monster, especially like Knight Invoke. You do this, declare Fusion. You have VFD, declare Light. You just win that game. Twin Twisters, especially good in like trap format, but watch out for Waking the Dragon. That can be pretty annoying. Although in this deck, like things like Final Fortress Falcon, or not Final Fortress, whatever the thing it's called, the 35 Raid Raptor. It will, if you have Mausoleum, you can just send one to grave, attack over it. It's not that complicated to get over, but which is what they'll be going to most of the time. The other, like, old LOB fusion monster is more dangerous against this deck, but most of the time people don't know that. More people are going to go into the Raid Raptor. So, yeah. Next one, a third Called by the Grave, because, like, for more grave-heavy decks, this can be good, because I don't want to deal with, like, even though grass is greener, that grass looks greener is banned now, there are a lot of like 40 card Lightsworn decks that I've been playing against in Dueling Book, and still they mill a lot of cards, and I don't like Snow, because Snow can really screw over the deck if you do it at the wrong if they do it at the right time. So I play a third Called by the Grave in my side, just in case it's more grave-heavy decks. You got your field removal, because, like, Dark Hole is a good card, and, like, you can protect yourself with, like, Return, so I don't really see the need in playing Raigeki that much. I do have a Raigeki, but I just haven't put it in the deck. Haven't really needed it, barely even need Dark Hole. Mostly just do it against things like World Chalice, because World Chalice boards they can generate are really annoying. Triple Solemn Strike for those nasties, those nasty, and Knight Invoked. Also, Pendulums with Dark Doriado. Those can be annoying. Also, like Altergeist. They summon themselves from like the hand and deck, and I don't like that, so I'm gonna keep playing Strike. 3 Anti-Spell. This is gonna be fun against Brandish Maidens when they come out in Dark Saviors. So yeah. Then I've got a second Dragon Spirit, depending on like. See, what I'll do is if I'm going a more back row heavy trap based deck, I'll do this and Twin Twisters inside them in. And then I'll just use them to like this for banishing, this for graveyard, and do it from there. Especially like True Draco, I'll try to focus more on Dragon Spirit of White, because then like True Draco Apocalypse can pop one of my monsters, and I don't like it because this deck doesn't really play as much spell and trap removal. So then you've got a second effect failure, because Carl Maggio, man, that guy's deck is disgusting. Came third at my regional that I went to last time, and his deck is disgusting, and I do not like playing against a big board that I can't handle and this stops him from building it in the first place, so I try to draw Effect Veiler that duel, and yeah. I'll also usually side in Dark Hole against it, and then Veiler. So yeah, that is all for my deck. So, that will kind of wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoy this video. It kind of lasted long. This is my first deck profile. Hope you guys enjoy. If you did enjoy, please subscribe, like, and comment. If you want to see more deck profiles, just leave a comment and do some deck requests. And I will try to get that out. May not be able to do it with physical cards because I don't have that many physical cards, but I could probably do like a dueling book thing. Also, if you guys want to see a dueling book montage or Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro 2, that would be neat. So, I will see you guys later. Bye!